Than just about anybody here. Had the Me Too movement not been at its apex, I don't even believe these boys would have been in the
Okay, this is a real one. They're talking about the Tates, and it is extremely important for this conversation to be discussed because this guy, Misfit Patriot, all of these people are like, let's just go ahead and get into it. But this is something that needs to be discussed. So I'm gonna go straight to this Misfit Patriot guy, and then I want to get sorry for like making that sound. That's so annoying. I really thought that that there would be a part where Michael Franzese do some talking, and I'm sure he will. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. This is literally like me going right off the cuff. I'm definitely doing this on some like, this is raw. Okay, this is raw. We're watching this together because I didn't even know he just dropped this. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Two different things, all right? They think that the reason why certain people presume that the Tates are guilty is because of things that they said. Right, like you said, some of the things that he said are reprehensible. I don't care what he said. I care what he did. It's important to remember that a lot of the evidence that's put forward against Andrew Tate was uploaded by Andrew Tate. There is a video of him slapping around a girl whose age has been verified through court documents to be 15 years old. All right, I mean, there's no presumption of innocence when I can see it. Okay, and you're talking about, again, the court of public opinion versus the court of law. We want him to have due process, but innocent till proven guilty doesn't mean that you are innocent. It just means that you have to go through the process, which they are doing.
So we're going to do a full transparency here, okay, because I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. This guy, Misfit Patriot, is a absolute fraud. He runs around Twitter. He hits all of the establishment points. Look, nobody on his channel here is shocked when I say stuff like, I'm America first, 100% America first. I'm not Israel first, okay? This guy thinks that if I make that comment, that I'm all of a sudden anti-Semitic, okay? And let's be clear, I don't really care. I just want to make that extremely clear. But at the same time, it should be talked about. Like, these people run around here and act like, oh, we have conservative values or whatever, MAGA, whatever that is anymore. And they really don't. They would put people like me in jail if they really, really could, okay? This guy thinks that Jesus was just some regular Jew that we worship. It is blasphemous. God forgive me for even allowing that to come out my mouth. And yeah, I do have a problem with that. The other part that he's saying about Tate, look, they're claiming that the girl was 15. I have not seen these court documents saying that she was 15. I do remember that the girl said that she was perfectly fine with what was going on. I'm not making any excuses for his behavior. I am telling you that people do dumb things. I'm not, look, y'all, because they're going to be, oh, she was 15, and he's explained a lot of this stuff. And this is a very controversial position for me to have, but I remember being really young and dating an older man, okay? This does not mean that it's right. I am not saying that he's right, but why are we bringing up these consensual, what's going on? Where are the Epstein files? Like, I just don't get it. All they did was come to Florida. This is when I have a problem, is when everybody's on the same narrative. But all right, let's keep going. Oh, geez, why did I do that?
You have the Republican movement in America pretty split down the middle here, where you've got a lot of Republicans who say, look, the Tates, they're a force for good. What they've been saying is empowering to young men, et cetera, and we embrace and support them. You see that a lot at the moment. You also see a lot of people like Ben Shapiro and Megyn Kelly and others, very high-profile conservative commentators, hammering them. So you're seeing the Republican movement split pretty much down the middle here, and a sort of battle.
I don't think it's the middle.
Well, and a battle for what the actual values of the Republican Party now are. What do you feel about that?
Again, I don't think that it's even split closely down the middle. I think that there is a loud voice of a small group of people that support Andrew Tate that have nothing to do with conservative values, Republican values, constitutional values, nothing. These are clout chasers who are just going after Andrew Tate because he has a lot of influence, he draws a lot of attention, and he's very good at messaging. I mean, the people that I've seen that are joining in on the fight against the Tates on my side, these are true MAGA, true conservatives. They are the majority of the party, and I bet you if you were to really look at it and dive deep, take a poll and find out how many MAGA are in support of Andrew Tate, the number would be very small. The problem is we're viewing this through the online space of social media clout, where they get engagement and they I would say, like,
which they themselves can fuel to many millions of people, thereby.
So whatever MAGA is now, I'm not MAGA. I don't want any of these labels. I'm a Christ follower. Right? I don't like condemning things because I almost did. I don't like condemning things because you tell me to. I said his past behavior was not good. He's already talked about it. I covered this on my other channel last year, bro. Like, he went on a whole 2-hour rant and said that he asked God for forgiveness. He's not supposed to ask me for forgiveness about being a pimp, okay? But the point is, why is my tax dollars or whatever, okay, maybe it's not my tax dollars, I'm not in Florida. Why is the Florida AG going after Andrew Tate? It's just really weird to me. Like, why do we always come back here? And if you want to tell me, oh, most of the MAGA conservatives like Ben Shapiro and stuff like this, they don't like Ben Shapiro. Are you serious? Like, so wait a minute. So now I care what Ben Shapiro has. Ben Shapiro, there's been a genocide in Gaza for the past 17 months. Ben Shapiro says that we're not doing enough over there, okay? Like, if Ben Shapiro had his way, he would have glassed Gaza a long time ago, okay? Ben Shapiro also would love to bring American troops into any war that he would want to go to. Like, please, this is not, stop giving me these people, okay? Please.
The brazen misogyny that pours out of his mouth.
Well, Piers, let me say this. I've spent a lot of time with both brothers. I visited Romania twice. Spent several days with them. Both times I had my wife and daughter with me, my younger daughter. And I want to respectfully disagree with Zach. Innocent until proven guilty means you're innocent legally. You can take a photo, you can take a video, it's taken out of context. I know this for a fact. I was tried 5 times. I was charged with criminal activity 5 times. I went to trial 5 times. The case was either dismissed or I was acquitted in each case. They couldn't come up with a conviction. You know, and I'll say this. You said it earlier, Piers. A lot of what Andrew does or says is an act. I've met him. I know their personal story. I know their background. I went into the case with them in Romania, which is, by the way, falling apart. There is no evidence. I've spoken to some of the women that were forced to say things. They refused, but the government was trying to get them to say things against Andrew and Tristan. They refused to do it. They told me exactly what happened. The case is falling apart there. I don't think it's ever going to go to trial because there is no evidence. And, you know, for them to come here in Florida and DeSantis to, you know, all of a sudden open up an investigation based upon what? Based upon the news media, based upon the Me Too movement. There's no evidence there to say they did anything criminal whatsoever. And, you know, I think there are a lot of MAGA supporters. I can tell you this. I can tell you this. In Florida, there's people that are asking Andrew to run for Congress. He had a very warm reception there outside of DeSantis. He's got a very warm reception in Vegas. And if he comes to California, he'll have a very warm reception here.
Well, we've got a clip of Andrew Tate. He went on.
All right, so yeah, I did cover that before. That he went on Candace Owens and he made it clear. Let me tell you something. Like, are we going to be real or are we going to be real? Do we want the inconvenient truth? This dummy right here, she says, the investigations are 40. They've been being investigated since, like, it had to be at least over 2 years now, okay? Because I covered it. Like I said, the minute when I heard his voice, I was like, yo, this guy, all he does is, like, talk a lot. But Loverboy method, okay? I've talked to Andrew Tate's lawyer. He's broken down everything. There is no case. Michael Franzese is right about everything he's saying. I don't know about the Congress thing because I didn't talk to anybody from Florida. This guy just has something up his that is beyond belief, I'm telling you.
Completely supportive of him without really knowing perhaps the truth about what happened with all these other women who've made the very serious claims?
I don't think I've ever claimed to be completely supportive of Andrew Tate. I mean, I'm a Christian. I don't agree with a lot of the sexual degenerate lifestyle that he promotes. which, by the way, I would say a lot of people in the conservative movement promote similar sexual degenerate lifestyles themselves. You have Dave Rubin renting out women's wombs to buy surrogate children with his husband. And I find that equally as disgusting, but I think we need to be able to separate people's personal lives from what's actually going on here legally and say, okay, Andrew Tate is a US citizen. He's just trying to fly home. And then we have this whole politically motivated witch hunt to go after him. This would not be happening if he wasn't a public figure and if he didn't have such controversial views. And I would also say that I think when Tate first came out on the scene, a lot of conservatives, big names like Ben Shapiro or whatever, fully supported him because they saw that feminists were going after him for saying these misogynistic things about women, and it was totally blown out of proportion. Ever since Tate started talking about Israel and going after what's happening with Israel and Palestine, I've noticed that the tone's changed a lot in conservative circles.
Yeah, I mean, that is interesting. And I'll bring Alan in on that. I mean, I have noticed that too.
Who is this girl? Let's see. Oh my gosh, like I've been on this thing way too long. Who is that girl? I needed to see like who she is because you know, Michael Franzese, I don't think she's not Jenna Ellis. She's Sarah Stock. She has to be Sarah Stock. I think this is Jenna Ellis, because Jenna Ellis would never make that comment, like ever. So this situation, because I'm going to show his take on it, which I'm actually shocked. President Trump just sent the following message to a crowd: if you're a green card holder with 8-month pregnant wife, you can be deported. So can you? Don't test me. So this man's name is Mr. Khalil Mahmoud. They keep calling him. They're saying that he put together riots at Columbia University. I have not seen any evidence to prove this to be true. There were protests at Columbia University. But here's the thing about people who put together riots. They usually wear masks. This guy had his face all over the place. Like he had his face out there for people to see. And therefore, he was not trying to hide. So I can't imagine that he was doing something wrong except for protesting the fact that he's a Palestinian and, you know, we were sending bombs to Israel. I mean, like, come on now. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So that now he says, American citizens should be able to exercise their First Amendment rights. People who align with foreign terrorist organizations should lose their American citizenship. If they can prove any immigrant in this country supports terrorists, and it's not terrorists, they should immediately deport them after due process. You don't get to cheer for people who chant death to America in America. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. The left did it all the time. When the left was telling you, you know, they hate America and America was racist, okay? Nobody went crazy, right? But as soon as some people say, hey, maybe we don't like the bombs that are being dropped on Palestinians, it became a problem. And then it becomes this like whole fake left-right issue. It's just really ridiculous to me. It really is. So this man, and I don't think they can even find this guy, Khalil Mahmoud. And it's just, I mean, it's like really ridiculous, okay? This is an infringement on the First Amendment rights. I'm going to tell you why, by the way. I'm just going to make this very clear. This is the same thing they did with J6ers. They can drum up any charges against you. They can say, even what I'm saying right now, they can say that I'm helping out terrorists, and then they'll say, well, nah, you know what I mean? We need to deport her back to Haiti, except for I was born here, so I don't really know how that works, okay? But believe me, I've always been about government, checking out what governments are doing, surveillance state, and this is why it gives me. I'm actually shocked that he even said that much, because this guy, I'm telling you, is a joke. And this is posts like this, you know, the ADL is effing garbage, but the hate in this country, you know, and the online spaces, both sides is a problem. Why we normalized this? Stop picking sides of any party, country, or ideology. Just focus on the right and wrong. Why have we made it acceptable to hate? You know, this is why the right means nothing. MAGA, all of that, whatever this is now, what Trumpism has been hijacked and taken over to be, I'm not a part of it, because I was the broad who was saying, bring back racism. Like, okay, all right, I know that sounds radical, right? But my thing is this: you don't have to love me because I'm black. MAGA goes very woke for this group of people. It is a fact. I think that we've seen it, and it is frustrating. Okay, I don't want to be surveilled. I could go full Kanye and tell you that, and I'm not going to, right? Because I don't have that kind of feeling in my heart. But what I'm saying is, somebody can hate me for being black as long as they don't become a danger to themselves and other. Why is there this particular group that MAGA will go woke for? I'm not even mad at the group. I'm mad at the people who can't see the bigger picture. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.